All right. First of all, so thank you once back for joining in. I understand that is an enormous sacrifice. I understand that you people have to wake up early in the morning, and I really have to give some extra gratitude for that. I need to give extra gratitude for that. Please let me know if the screen is green because there has been some issues, and sometimes on the other side people don't see nothing but only green. Okay, good. So this is what we are going to talk about today. Is essentially it's a little refresh about what we talked about previous class. Remember what we talked about previous class, people? Remember that we talked about past perfect, the composition of past perfect. In this case, we use the past tense of have, which is had, plus the past participle of a sentence, of an action. I'm sorry, of an action. In this case, the past participles, remember that the complicated part is that sometimes they are regular or sometimes they are irregular. The rest is just easy peasy. All right, so going back, what we are commenting today is that we are going to have some extra transformations. So sometimes we have the tense in present or past, and we can transform it into past perfect. How to do that? Well, obviously, it's just for you to detect the actions that are active. You're going to detect the actions that are active. Once that you get the hang of it, you are going to not to have complications. So let's start with the first part. Let me just check if there's no one like waiting in the for entering, and we can go and start with this. Well, there's no one. Okay, good. So let's start with this. So what happens here? What happens here? Let me maximize it for you to see better. What happens here? It is essentially for us to detect, we are going to take a little bit more of responsibility in these sentences, because practically what we have to do is to pay attention what is the only part that is going to change, and if there's another active action which is going to change. That is the only part that we are going to worry about. So I want you to take a look at this two examples. We are going to talk about past perfect transformations. What happens? We are going to have a sentence in present simple, and we are going to transfer it into past perfect. So let's start with this. I want you to get this idea. Give me a moment, and I am going to use red. I do not understand this discussion. I want you to check this. I do not, which is in present. Understand is part of the structure. Is present simple. This discussion. I want you to observe that this is in present. This discussion. This stays the same. Discussion, no. So only those fragments are the ones that are going to change. It's like if we were talking in passive, if we were talking in reporter speech. Remember reporter speech? Sometimes the things changed, and we have to pay close attention to that. So now that we have past perfect, instead of having do not, so obviously we are going to change this do not for the past perfect. So we substitute do not for had not. And understand is no more. We need the past perfect. In this case, the past participle of understand, which is understood. And as you can see, it's no longer this discussion because is in the past. Is that discussion. Is that clear? Is that clear? I mean, like, if I'm going fast, you let me know so I can rewind. No problem. So the only complicated part here is for you to detect which parts are active and which parts are not. In this case, we only, since the sentence is too small, we only change the first part. There's no problem. Sometimes we have more than one active action in the sentence. I want you to take a close example, a close look at the first one, at the second example, at this one. I want you to take a look at this one. So we have, I'm part of the team, and I say no. This probably happened in the school with in a school project, and this person doesn't agree with one of their decisions. And he says in present simple, I am part of the team, and I say no. So as you can see, we have two fragments that are active. I am part of the team, and I say no. So both fragments are active, which means that we are going to change both. So as you can observe, in the substitution is no longer am, but is being, because we have the had. We insert the had, I had been part, yo había sido parte del equipo. Ya no es, I am part of the team, ya no soy parte del equipo. I had been part of the team, yo había sido parte del equipo, and I had said no. Y yo había dicho, as you can say, the past participle of say is said. Y yo había dicho no. Is that easy to understand? I mean, like, it's not complicated. It's just for you to detect which parts are changing, which parts are not. So in the present, he's part of the team. Who knows? Probably, since he didn't get along with the rest of the team and they didn't accept his participation, they kicked him out. Probablemente no aceptaron su participación y lo sacaron del equipo. Por eso es que está ocurriendo esto. Yo soy parte del equipo y digo que no. Quizá el proyecto quería que fuera un volcán de papel maché y dice él no. Quiero algo más impactante. Entonces lo sacan del equipo y ahora dice, yo era parte del equipo. I had been part of the team and I had said no. Y había dicho que no. Okay, good. Are we clear so far? Hasta ahorita, ¿estamos bien? Are we clear so far? No questions? No, teacher, I don't have no questions. Okay, good. Remember, if you have a question or something that you're not understanding, let me know so I can stop and explain again. Okay, good. Let's move on. Let's move on. So we have the next part. Okay, good. So we have the next one. Like, di click para que avanzara, pero apparently it didn't work. Okay, we have another example. People, if we have another example in present simple, in this case, I want you to help me. What parts are we changing? What parts are we changing? So we are in this sentence. Somebody wants to join in. Lenin. So we have the present simple. All people expect their lives to be great. As you observed in this sentence, the only active action is this one. Is the only active. Their lives to be great don't really affect because the be and the lives is not active. Doesn't have to do anything with the first part of the sentence. So the only changes, all people, as we can do, we only add the had and the transformation of expect, which is the past participle, had expected. All people had expected their lives to be great. Primero, toda la gente espera que su vida sea grandiosa. Después llegan, se desilusionan y ven what happens and what is really the life like. Y entonces ven cómo es la vida. All people had expected. Todos habían esperado, o al menos habían anhelado, that their lives would be great. Que sus vidas fueran geniales, pero no lo son. Something like that. So next one. Next one. We go on next. I think we're going fast with this, and it's easy for us to understand. He is the president of the company. Simple. So once again, only one little change. Only one little change. He is the president. So is the only active verb. What is the past participle of the to be? The past participle of the to be is being. So you add the had, agregamos el had, más el past participle, hacemos the transformation, and that's it. He had been the president of the company. Super simple. Super simple. Now, since it's super simple, now it's time for you to go on next. Ahora ustedes toman la libertad de ir con la siguiente. Now you people are going to take the lead on to the next one. Oh, it's not changing. Okay, good. I have to go back. I have to go back. I don't know what is happening. Okay, good. Please let me know if the screen is green, because sometimes these things happen and you don't see nothing. Going back, past perfect again, but let's identify what changes we have. That program, everyone speak, that is, I'm sorry. There's a little boogle here. That is the program, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. That is the program everyone speaks about. It's boring. So, part number one, identify the actions that are active. In this case, what parts of the sentence are we going to change? That is the program everyone speaks about. What is the active phrase? What is the active part that we are changing into past perfect? Is the part that we are going to change? Okay. Betsabe, what's up? What's up, Betsabe? You raised the hand. What is the part that we are changing? Remember that it has to be active. That is the program everyone speaks about. It's boring. Ese es el programa que todos hablan, del que todos están hablando. Es aburrido. Ahora lo que queremos decir es en past perfect. En past perfect. What are the things that we are changing, people? Betsabe, ya no dijiste nada. What are we changing?
Me iba a decir, la pantalla se ve verde.
Pero ya se ve bien.
No, sigue viéndose la mitad.
Ahí ya se ve bien.
Sí, ya.
Okay, good. Thank you. Sí, por favor, díganme, porque si no, luego no me doy cuenta. Okay, good. Entonces, going back, no se ve nada. Okay, good. Thank you for that. So, what are we changing? ¿Qué es lo único que estamos cambiando? That is the program everyone speaks about. So we have three, we have in this case, 1, we have 2, and we have 3. What sections are we changing? ¿Qué secciones cambiamos? ¿Qué secciones volvemos a past perfect? That had been the program everyone had spoken about. Had been boring. No, las tres no podemos cambiarla. No podemos cambiar las tres. Cambiaría el sentido de la oración y después no significaría nada. ¿Cuál sería las partes que cambiaríamos?
El is, ¿no?
El is. Entonces diríamos, ¿ese ha sido el programa? That had been, había sido el programa. What if we change it like this? What if we change it like this? Check. That is the program everyone is boring. Please let me know if it's green. Díganme si se ve verde para sacarlo yo otra vez, porque es la señal. You see what happens? Now you see what happens? That is the program everyone had spoken about. It's boring. En este caso, dejamos intacta la primera parte porque no tendría sentido. Ese es el programa que todos sabían, del que todos habían hablado, del que todos estaban hablando. Ajá. Ya no más, porque es aburrido. Ajá. Is that understood? ¿Sí se entiende? Ahí, dos, tres. So, no hay necesidad de cambiar the first structure. La first structure, no. The first part of the sentence, no. So we keep it intact. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Esta cosa se queda paralizada. Perdón, people. This thing is paralyzed. No, me está desconectando. No. Pensé que había desconectado. Okay, good. We go back. We go back. So, as I was saying, that is the program everyone had spoken about. Had spoken is the only change that we make. What do you think about the next one? What do you think about the next one? We have the present simple. He knows it. He's doing all in his hands to evade justice.
Se puso verde otra vez la pantalla.
Thank you. ¿Se ve bien? ¿Sigue igual?
No, igual.
Oh my God. Crazy stuff. Es la señal, es que el internet está bien mal. ¿Ya? ¿Mejor?
No.
Okay. Okay, good. Let me stop sharing and then share back. Share back. It's the internet. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Lo dejamos así. So, going back. What is happening in the next part? What is happening in the next part? Present simple. He knows it. He's doing all in his hands to evade justice. Lo sabe y está haciendo todo en sus manos para evadir la justicia. Now, let's transform this into past perfect. What parts do we change? Number one, identify the actions. Identify the actions. So, going back, action number one is this one. He knows it. He is doing second action in his sense to evade justice. Third action, para evadir la justicia. So, to evade justice. So what do we change? ¿Qué cambiamos, people? What do we change? What changes we make? ¿Cómo quedaría? He had known it. ¿Cambiaremos la primera parte? He had known it. So it stays intact like that. ¿Qué tal de la segunda? We changed it. ¿Qué dice allí? En este caso cambiamos las dos primeras e ignoramos la última. to evade justice. He had known it. He had been doing all in his hands to evade justice. ¿Está bien así? ¿O is there any other change that we have to make? ¿O hay algún otro cambio que necesitamos hacer? In this case, since you are super quiet, in this case, both actions are active. In this case, both actions are active. And both have to be changed. Y ambas se cambian para que tengan sentido. Ajá. En este caso, el evade justice no tiene nada que ver. It's not connected with the subject. No está conectada con el subject. Está out of range. Está fuera de rango. Las dos primeras, sí. Las dos primeras son las que hacen el cambio del past perfect. People, up to now, hasta ahorita, are we okay? ¿Estamos bien? Is there any question? Porque we are going to see present and past. And I need to detect if there's problems so we can clarify those problems, para que aclaremos those problems. So far, is that good?
O sea que no se debe de cambiar siempre toda la oración,
No
sino
siempre.
buscar que tenga sentido, ¿no?
En este caso hay que identificar las partes que están activas. En este caso, oraciones como estas sencillas, que están muy cortas, pues es fácil de identificar, porque tenemos I do not understand. This discussion, ya. La única cláusula es do not understand, o sea que se cambia I had not understood. Quedó. En esta parte cambia un poquito, porque ya tenemos dos cláusulas. I am part of the team. Soy parte del equipo, and I say no, y yo digo no. Ahora, lo sacaron del equipo, ya no pertenece al equipo y le está diciendo a alguien más, I had been, yo había sido parte del equipo y había dicho no, and I had said no. You see? Super simple. Solo el problema es identificar las partes activas. I see that as a problem only. Como puedes ver in this other example, all people expect their lives to be great. Toda la gente espera que sus vidas sean geniales. Toda la gente había esperado, perdón, me pasé, had expected their lives to be great. Que sus vidas fueran geniales ya no tiene nada que ver. Ajá. El único essence es el principio. Ajá. Lo mismo ocurre con he is the president of the company. En el presente, él es el presidente de la compañía. Ajá. Ahora, ¿qué tal si ya no lo es y le está platicando a unos compañeros que él había sido parte de la compañía y fue el presidente? Entonces ya no es to be, ya no es is, he had been the president of the company. Going back, una vez más, the difficult part here is to detect when the parts are active, cuando las partes están activas, como en este ejemplo, que estuvo un poco tricky. Ajá. Como lo fue en este ejemplo, que estuvo un poco tricky. Dice, that is the program everyone speaks about. It's boring. Ese es el programa que todos habían estado hablando o habían hablado sobre, que es aburrido. As you can observe, como puedes observar, the only change, el único cambio que se hizo es had spoken, porque las otras cláusulas no están activas, no tienen nada que ver. Good. That is the only tricky and difficult part. Es la única parte que está tricky and difficult. The rest is just easy peasy. Let's check some other examples. Tenemos otro ejemplo, pero ahora with past. Let's see what happens, and you people tell me if you get it. If not, we go back. Hay que ver qué pasa y me dicen que le entienden. We got the example. Grandma was in charge of the soup. Mi abuelita, pues ella es la mejor en la cocina, así es que ella dijo yo. So grandma was in charge of the soup. Now, what we have here is super simple. So we have one active action. Grandma estaba a cargo de esto, ya no es parte de la acción, ya no está activo, queda intacto. Esto no change. So, grandma was in charge of the soup. En past perfect sería grandma, en vez de to be, que es is, had been in charge of the soup. It is the same, es exactamente lo mismo. Una vez más, solo detectamos la cláusula que cambia. El was, como es be, cambia a had been. So let's go back and say, they bought almost the entire shop. Ellos compraron casi toda la tienda. Quizá compraron muchas cosas, tenis, zapatos, todo. Muchas cosas. Ahora, en esta parte no tenemos problema porque solamente hay una acción. Es buy. El pasado es bought. So, they had almost bought. El único problema aquí, es el almost. Quizá es porque se movió, pero almost, lo genial de almost es que puede ir tanto they had bought almost the entire shop or they had almost bought the entire shop. Both are correct. De las dos formas está correcta. Yo solo quise mantenerlo antes de para hacer la observación, porque lo van a encontrar así. ¿Goody? So let's change it. So let's change. Let's have a little change. Entonces, volviendo aquí. Este almost puede estar tanto aquí como después de bought. Y no afecta en lo más mínimo. They have bought almost the entire shop. Y queda exactamente igual. As you can see, the only change is bought. El único cambio es bought, que cambió a had bought. Había comprado. De compraron a habían comprado. Quizá la segunda parte se refiere a que they had bought almost the entire shop hasta que alguien llegó y les dijo, ya, dejen de comprar. Y esta acción de arriba concluyó. Ellos compraron casi toda la tienda. Nadie les dijo nada. Yeah, we're in the same channel. We have another example here. Super simple. Two sentences and in simple past. I finished all my chores on time. Terminé todas mis labores, todos mis deberes a tiempo. So going back. So if we wanted to change this into past perfect, what is the only thing that we are going to change? In this case, it's easy. En este caso es fácil because we have only one action. So since we have only one action, in this case, finished is the only one that is going to be modified. Finished es el único que va a ser modificado. So we go back. I had finished. Lo genial de los regulares es que son los mismos, solo se agrega de all my chores on time. Y that's it. And that's it. I have finished all my chores on time. Había terminado all my chores on time. Like that. Super simple. Now, it goes a little different when we have two actions. Again, ahora otra vez, como dije before, es un poquito diferente. The man demonstrated, tenemos nuestra primera action. Demonstrated everyone in the room were wrong. ¿Qué dice la sentence? ¿Quién me ayuda? ¿Qué dice la sentence? The man demonstrated everyone in the room were wrong. The man demonstrated everyone in the room were wrong. El hombre demostró que todos en el room estaban equivocados. Good. So, what happens here? So, luckily, both actions are active. Ambas acciones están activas. the man had demonstrated everyone in the room had been wrong. El hombre había demostrado que todos en la habitación habían estado equivocados. You see that? You see, people, what happens? Not all the time, but sometimes you have to be curious. Tienen que ser un poco curiosos and take a look at what is really changing. And look for the sense of the sentence. Y buscarle el sentido al sentence, which is the most difficult part. Lo que hace la parte un poquito más difícil. Okay, see? Going back. We have one more extra example. That traveled to more than 6 countries. So let's pass this into past perfect. People, who helps me? ¿Quién me ayuda? That traveled to more than 6 countries. That traveled to more than 6 countries. What's up? What is this? The same. We identify the action. In this case, is only one. And we transform it. Is only one. That had trouble. I'm sorry. To more than 6 countries. That had traveled to more than 6 countries. So simple past went into past perfect. That's it. What do you think about the other one? The animal in captivity was tied to a tree. The animal in captivity was tied to a tree. El animal en cautiverio fue atado a un árbol. Obviously, once back, we have only one action. Was tied. Pero mi duda es, ¿cómo quedaría? People, any ideas? Any ideas? In this case, the only action that is active is this one. La only action que está activa es was. Tied quedaría exactamente igual. Porque no es parte de es parte de la oración, pero no tiene ese impact sobre el subject. Queda igual. So, was is the only change that we're making. So, what is the correct response? Any idea, people? No? Or you're sleeping?
¿Queda igual?
No, en este caso agregaríamos igual the animal in captivity igual had, agregamos had. ¿Y cuál es el participio del to be? Es lo único que va a cambiar. Had been tied to a tree.